welcome to the Package Group Weekly Sync for January 6th, 2020. We have some agenda items to go over. The first one is following up on the feature flag tracker issue. That was from me. Nico, that was the issue we created a little while ago to track all those feature flags. Did you end up feeling like that was useful? We're talking about adding columns to that. Is there something that you want to continue to do, et cetera, et cetera? I just wanted to get your thoughts on it.
For me, I think it's useful. We ended up adding some description columns here and there. And I saw that others also added feature flag. Personally, for me, it gave like an overview. Also, besides keeping track of all the feature flag that I put, it also gave me an overview of what is on and off in the code base. I don't know about the rest. I know that Steve and David put also their feature flag, I think.
Cool. All right. And so did Steve, David, did you find that useful as well? Is there something we feel like we want to continue doing?
Yeah, I think it's worth keeping track of. I only had the one feature flag in there, so wasn't like too much in there, but I could see, if I'm working on a few different things, all using different feature flags, it'd be worth, keeping track of them so I don't forget which ones are which and which ones are on and off, and so on. So I think it's pretty useful.
Cool. And I think the only other thing there was if we have work to do to remove a feature flag, then we would need to schedule that. So that would be a Tim thing for when that feature becomes like actually active. Do you feel like this needs any more information in it to be helpful for you, Tim?
I have to catch up on that issue, I think.
No worries.
I'll read through it and comment.
Cool. All right. So action item here, I think there's no reason we wouldn't continue it. I don't see any problem with it at all. It looks like it's, with the extra detail, I think it's good. So yeah, nice one. Let's keep doing that. I think we probably need to figure out how to move that because this is in our area, right? So you probably need to make that. But Tim, why don't you take a look at it, and just if you're happy with the format, we can add it as an issue for a milestone, or somehow we need to sort of make it, a public-y thing. Technical terminology,
Okay, yeah, I'll check it. I'll check it out today.
Cool, thank you. And then a few things from Gigi that I'll read. He said he found a productivity tool that he's going to start trying called FocusMate. Also, just for people to go check out. And I didn't look at that yet, so I can't offer anything more than that, I'm afraid. And then had a nice chat with Joshin. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. If I'm not, I apologize. From the composer about the composer MR. MR has been brought up to date with master and should be ready for a collaboration moving forward. We can take a better ownership and help move it forward faster. There was a lot of issues with syncing it up with master, a heap of problems getting it up to date. So I'm glad to see Gigi made some good progress there, because he was struggling with that a bit last week, because there's a lot of moving parts trying to get that sorted out. So that's good. And then the next item was, watch out for long-lived branches, MRs from contributors, community contributors. I mean, anyone really, can be a pain to rebase in future, just because it gets so far away from master if they're not keeping it up to date. So when I think the point there is as we sort of take on a role to offer help to community contributors, we should make sure we're reminding them to rebase regularly, like every day at least, I think. But you all probably have a better feeling for how often that should happen. Over to you, David.
Yes, thank you. So for me, I don't think that the NuGet MVC will make it for 12.7, given the time left. We have still 4 MRs left. One is waiting for a GitLab workhorse update. One is started, and the 2 others are not started. Although these are small, the 2 last ones, but I don't think we will make it for 12.7, so I guess everything will slip to 12.8.
Can you link to the workhorse update and the other MRs,
Yes.
please, David? And the 2 smaller MRs that have not been started yet, what's the work there? Can we get someone to give you a hand with that? Is that something that we could get help on from another member of the team, or no?
The tools that are left, they can be implemented in parallel, so someone else can pick up the work. But the main thing is that the one that is blocked will block the other ones, since they are all linked as a chain or something like that. So we will need the one that is blocked to move forward, so that the other ones can be worked on.
And the ones that the one that's blocked is the MR waiting on the workhorse update.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of blocked.
Yeah. Kind of blocked. Okay, so I would say that if we've got a workhorse update, that's in progress? Is that something that we're actively working on already?
Yes, it's in progress. Actually, it's in my internal review. And the thing is that because the holiday season, it has been a bit delayed. So that's why it's taking time.
Okay, so I think with the, thanks for that. I think with the 2 that aren't started, we might be able to get some help from Gigi to take a look at those. If you feel like that would be useful, I don't know if it's how much effort you think would be involved in getting Gigi onboarded into actually working on that, or if that's just going to end up taking the same amount of time anyway.
It's kind of hard to tell. They are not big. They are quite small, but you need to understand all the previous MRs to be able to work on them.
All right. Well, let me know. Just I don't want to say that that's what we should do, because if that's, it's a trade-off on how much onboarding will cost in terms of what it will actually be to do the work, right? For you or Steve, I think who've been working on some of this already. So if that would make the difference, then let's do that. If it's not going to make the difference, then let's not do that, I think. Up to you though. Cool. Is there anything else you want to, is there anything else we should talk about here with this, David?
No, not that I'm thinking of.
I'll update the issue. I'll update the core MVC issue to move it to 12.8 then sooner. And I'll just put a comment that says this is going to be launched in 12.8, and I'll let any customers know that are waiting for it that it's going to go out in 12.8 as well. But I think people will understand given the holidays and everything. So
yeah, thank you.
The thing is that it's not an obstacle or an issue we have. It's just a matter of time and implement some MRs, but I don't have any blocking issue or whatever.
Yeah, cool. Thank you for bringing it up, David. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And thanks, Tim, for doing that. Over to Haley.
Yeah, so this week, just trying to work on some MRs that support the walk function parallelization we did gets called all over, and so there's certain functions that are not thread safe that need to be made thread safe. So just a few little MRs to support that, to make sure that the registry can be stable even after this MR, just to make sure that you know, when doing stuff in parallel violates certain assumptions that we could rely on before that we can't rely on now. So have to go through and double check.
Okay, are those in, where are those issues, where are the MRs linked to? Are they on a specific issue? Are those,
They are on the MR for the container registry walk function parallelization, at least the ones that I've noticed. So I'll link that. Yeah, so there's several of them, but they're all gathered together in the MR. Some of them are just issues rather than MRs. But yeah.
okay, and so for this type of thing, what would be, I think might be helpful to have a link to the parent issue that sort of propagated the changes that we're making as well. And because that's going to be the thing that we're going to track as far as like commitments to customers. So if this sort of came out of our efforts to improve the algorithm for garbage collection, for example, so that would be the issue that we want to make sure we link here, so that Tim and I know which thing we're trying to track.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
Sweet. Thanks, Haley.
Do you want just that main issue linked, or do you want all the individual issues linked?
So what I'm looking for here is just to understand where this work's coming out of, so that we can get a better handle on whether the issue was accurate, when that issue would be delivered, what work's going into it. So if it's sort of a child issue that ended up spawning these extra MRs, particularly because this is in the container registry project, it'd be really just helpful if you just link the closest issue to it, I think is the best way I can explain it.
Okay.
Does that make sense, Tim? Am I getting that right? Yeah. You could just throw it in a document. You don't have to do it like while we're talking.
All right.
That's fine. Sweet. Cool. Is there anything else you think we should talk about with this, Haley?
No, I think that's fine. Yeah, it's just shoring up that thing, just shoring up where it to support the bigger MR.
I think you get a prize for the first time we've said thread safe in a package group meeting. So nice one. Good work. Hashtag go reasons. Cool. Nico?
Okay, so this is like just an heads up there. Ilia is in the process of updating the test utils to the latest version. And this means that there is a lot of test changes on the front-end realm. It shouldn't happen, but if something goes bad, maybe you can find a reason or when to rebase master in the front-end channel. The other thing, but I think I got an answer from David, is that some Zendesk ticket has been passed in our issue about the container registry. And now I know how to get access, but at the moment I don't know what is inside. I don't know if it needs to be taken in consideration for development phase or it was more for team. So thanks, David.
Cool. Thanks for bringing it up. Do you know when we're expected to complete the front end test changes? Is that an ongoing effort for an extended period, or?
I think the milestone is 12.7 as far as I can see, but there is a lot of issues there and there is a lot of work. but there's also multiple people at work, so I can't say.
Cool. All right. Sweet. Well, that's all the agenda items we have, unless anyone has something that they want to bring up before we finish our recording. Nope. Cool. Well, with that, I want to say everyone can hang around as usual if they want to just hang out. But I want to say thank you to everyone for following along at home, and I hope everyone has a good rest of their day, whatever that looks like. And see ya.